Hello, I'm Juana Ifrim and this is the Papers at SIBOS. I'm joined by Lindsay, Business Lead, Swift Platform. Where do we stand on the journey readiness towards ISO 20022?
Well, from a Swift standpoint, we're ready. We have the ISO 20022 messages deployed on our network, and we already have some customers using those in production. They're protected from having to receive, or rather to process, ISO 20022. So we have in the network a translation capability that means even those banks that aren't ready to process ISO 20022 messages will receive MTs that they can process. So they do have to be ready, have to be able to receive those messages, but from a processing standpoint, they're protected by our inflow translation service into MT.
And as more financial institutions begin to send and receive ISO 20022 enabled payments, what will this mean for consumers and businesses alike?
Well, both consumers and businesses should see their payments go much more quickly through the network. We should see a lot less friction, a lot fewer automation breaks, and therefore hold-ups and delays. So we hope that the transport of those messages is going to be a lot quicker, and it's going to be a lot more cost-effective from the bank's perspective. Also for corporates in particular, there's going to be a lot more data, contextual data flowing with the payments. That's going to give them a lot more automation capabilities when the payment is received. So we're not just talking about the speed of the transaction through the Swift network, but the speed really talks about being able to get to a reconciled cash position. So given the additional information that we can send with the payment now, using ISO 20022, we hope to increase that speed as well.
What does the introduction of ISO 222 in the cross-border space mean for high-value payments?
Well, high-value payment systems are also migrating to ISO 20022, so this has to be seen as not just about cross-border, but about the whole end-to-end process. So I think that one of the things that we are going to see is the ability to carry this rich data, which is going to bring all these benefits in terms of automation all the way through the payment system, including through high-value payment systems.
What are the business opportunities for financial institutions enabled by ISO 222?
Well, certainly they're going to be able to consolidate some of their systems. That's going to be good. They're going to be able to make cost savings that way. Also cost savings in terms of improving automation rates, and that's also going to carry through into improved service improvements for their customers. And then finally, they're also going to have a lot more data. So they're going to have a lot more insight into what their customers are doing and into the market dynamics generally. So we think that there's both savings in terms of automation and benefits there, but also over the longer term, data insights, customer insight, market insight as well.
The last question, when you think about the future of payments, what are you most excited about?
Well, I think we're all excited about the fact that we're going to have this much richer and much more granular data in our payments. But what's really interesting to me is once we've achieved that, what people are going to be able to do with that, things that we haven't really dreamt of yet. We're going to have new technologies to apply, AI, ML, all these new analytical tools. And I'm really looking forward to see what happens when those meet the rich data that's going to be available in the ISO 20022 system.